It's quite rare to find a truly new way of doing business, but our next guest has done just that. His company is called Hello Healthcare. His name is York Zucchi. Company, is that really the right word, York? Or should I say collaboration?
I would add a third dimension. I think it's an entrepreneurial experiment. It's a bunch of people that believe that together we can achieve more than if we did it on our own.
All right, tell me how it works.
I think there's different elements to it. So there's a service and products element. That is pretty straightforward, just like in any company. You sell something for a specific price. But it's how we sell that, how we enter new markets, the way we work together that might be a little bit different. And I don't have a set formula I can give you. It depends on each country. We opened in Nigeria last week. And when Nigeria is just a shared value system, we go in and we try our best. What will the business model look like a year from now? I don't know. Time will tell.
Where did the idea come from?
Well, Hello Healthcare, I'm Swiss originally, worked and lived in a number of countries around the world, quit my job at Goldman Sachs, moved here in 2007 and started a number of businesses, 5 of which failed. The one that didn't fail was thanks to the support of 5 other entrepreneurs. And that's where the cooperative started of Hello Healthcare. So
again, come to the nub of what Hello Healthcare is. It's a network that sells healthcare products?
So I think a step back is understanding the nature of primary healthcare in which we operate in. So primary healthcare is not hospitals. Primary healthcare is clinics, rural clinics, nurses, primary healthcare setups, environment, wellness and occ health and so forth. But it's a very, very fragmented nature of a sector. Hello Healthcare comes along and says, dear client, while before you went to 6 different suppliers, today you just need to come to Hello Healthcare and we do all the work of putting all the products and services in one package that makes your life easier.
And of course, if there's one thing Africa needs, it's primary healthcare.
It's primary healthcare, but I will go one step further. It's integrated primary healthcare services. There's no point supplying a nurse when you don't provide also the mechanism to control that nurse environment. You don't provide a diagnostic and the consumables and the report mechanism for the funders of that clinic.
Now, the uptake of Hello Healthcare in, 23, 24 African countries, what's been the response?
Of course, in each country is slightly different. In each country we have slightly larger presence, in some countries minimal presence. It's very strong because we operate on the approach to tap into local talent. And I don't mean that in the classic large corporate, let's find somebody local to represent us, but we literally sit down with that person, define the values, because we're driven by trying to make a difference into people's lives. Can we find somebody who's got a bit of business acumen, who is driven to make an impact, and can we work with them together? What we do and how we're going to do it, that takes time, and that is what is different in each and every region that we operate in.
And is that where you apply your skills as an entrepreneur?
The skills of an entrepreneur are simply put to have revenues higher than expenses. So our skills of entrepreneurship is really to say, let's bring back that entrepreneurial adventurous spirit that gets so lost in today's corporate world. Let's inject it again with a sense of adventure. Let's have fun while we're doing this and see what we can create in the process. Will we be around 10 years from now? I have no idea. We're going to give it a shot. We're not going to try to institutionalize it too much, not to make it too formulaic in its approach. And let's tap into the creativity of the phenomenal people in Africa. And to me, Africa is probably the capital of innovation in the world.
Well, certainly maybe that, but also capital of opportunity at the moment. I mean, Nigeria alone is a massive opportunity.
Absolutely. And this, for example, in Nigeria, Dr. Chikwe, he met us through GIBS, funny enough. He came to a seminar, we chatted, and suddenly he says, York, you know what, I've worked for the NHS in the UK and for some large corporates in South Africa. I want to go back to my home country, Nigeria, and start my own business. Now here's a gentleman with a phenomenal network who understands the Nigerian landscape well, but what he doesn't have is services and products. So there we go. Last week we opened in Abuja.
And is that typical of your approach to the rest of Africa?
If there's a typicality in my approach, is that I don't have an approach. So we base it on getting to know people. We tap into people, usually over a nice coffee, of course, learn to understand, see if we can get along, and then build a dialogue and a relationship based on that discussion.
So the products you supply, the services you supply, very important, but absolutely critical must be the people.
Absolutely, and I think that gets lost a little bit in this day and age of emails, of presentations, of thinking that we still do business between companies. I believe that we do business between people. And that's where I think Africa is so phenomenal. There's still this feeling of getting to know each other, of working together, of looking into each other's eyes and shaking their hand and doing business. Is it always smooth sailing? Absolutely not.
Zucchi, thank you and great good luck.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.